Are you ready? Stop. Ready? Okay, we're going to call the Swansea Board of Assessors to order at 5:02. And the first thing we'll do is a roll call vote. Mr. Barrowby? Here. Mr. Howard? Here. Mr. Gray here. On the new business, we have Chapter 1 signing, but I don't see anything in my file from Chapter 1. Does anyone here have anything on it? There are some statutory exemptions that need signing. They're in there. You need to take care of that. You signing. You signed them. I signed a couple of them. Okay. And we're just kind of waiting for a principal assessor to be here. That should be coming. We're going to start leading into the abatement. I would assume, is it Mr. Shannon? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Good. Then everyone is here, and I'm glad. I wanted to go over what we're going to be doing as far as you're here because you have questions and disagreements with us as to what the tax value is on the property. And we have scheduled times to review, to give you each a shot at talking with us about the value of the property and taxes that are assessed. The meeting, I should tell you, the open meeting that we're in right now is being videotaped by a person. It's not affiliated with the town of Swansea. We have no control over what he does with the video. You people have the option of being an open meeting like we are right now and talking about your taxes and what we're going to do, or you can choose to go into executive session where you would be one-on-one with the Board of Assessors, and other people would have to wait outside until their turn comes. Good afternoon. Thank you for coming.
I videotaped all minutes.
Excuse me? If I can just finish
because I can't. It's an open meeting.
Each of you have a choice as to
I put on my files.
What you want to do, if you want to do it in the open meeting, or if you want to go into executive session. And it can be, it's your choice. And we are also, like you didn't hear this, but we're taking the abatements in the order that they came into the office. So, Mr. Shannon, you're number 5. Okay. And we haven't had a question on it, but you're here to verify that this is a legally posted meeting of the Board of Assessors.
Yes. I have new personnel in the office. Unfortunately, I wasn't in the morning. By the time I realized it was late in the day, I haven't even thought about it. Every month, we have to physically change over our time clock to the new month, and it got posted, dated, not posted, but dated January 31st.
32nd.
32nd. So it really was February 1st, posted in well amount of time. If it had been brought to my attention prior, it would have been corrected that day, but I didn't see it until later on. So it has been corrected, and we talked to council, and you're all set for your meeting. I also have an agenda that was posted for a correction, amendment, just so you know that. Okay. Any other questions I can help with?
You know my board members are.
Okay.
Thank you very much for stopping in.
Bye now.
Okay. So I will go. What I'd like to do is to find out who would like to go in. Other than going out of executive session, I'd like to find out who would like to go into executive session. It'd be you would enter. You would Frank. 2. You would 3. 4. Okay. All right. Then we'll do that order, and I think we'll do the first 3 in open session, and then the 3 that want to stay in, and then we'll it's kind of messing up the order I told you we were going in, but we'll do the three that want to be in open session. Then we'll go into executive session, okay? So, if I can, who was it that wanted to be in open? You did. Yeah. Okay, and you did. So you're, and who's the other one? Oh, just the section off. Okay, whichever you'd like.
Doesn't matter, it won't take me long.
Okay.
I think I know what the problem is.
Okay. So, you would be first.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay.
Is it my gray hair?
No. And you, just as a, okay, yeah, Lisa's here. Your
Lost me already.
Okay, you're 67 Anthony Avenue. Okay, and you say, something is supposed to have been corrected. I can't quite make out the word.
Well, I don't know if she wrote it. I think that one.
Should
It's my
not make,
writing, I'll
you
try it.
should not pay more than 73 through 79 Anthony Avenue or 171.
Oh.
Look,
All right, well, you know, the thing is, the three houses were built at the same time and were all paying different. But at one time, I had a problem because they were assessing me more land and a very small piece, 60 by 70. They were charging me for 100 something. That was corrected. But now when I lost taxes for $800, which is a lot more than what I had paid before. I thought it was too much, and I thought maybe it had gone back to adding to make it.
okay.
And it did, they got that correct.
Right.
But what I don't understand, I mean, my daughter's house, which was my dad's house, and then I sold it to her, okay? It's a bigger house, she paid more. She's always paid more taxes than I did. Now she's paying 500 some and I'm paying 800 some, and that's where, but I was at the town hall a couple of weeks ago, and I questioned if someone has a yard that looks like Sanford and Son,
Okay.
and if that had anything to do with it, because I'm across the street from that person that doesn't take care of his yard. My daughter is next door to him, and that's why I thought maybe her taxes were lower than mine. And they told me, you people could tell me that.
Well, you did put some properties down, and I did pull field cards which were on it, and they were roughly the same as your house.
Hers?
I pulled 3 field cards on here, which was.
Well, I know when the house was built, it's bigger than mine, dimensions are bigger. And it was only 4 rooms. Now she has an upstairs with 3 bedrooms and all. She has a corner lot.
Okay.
And I mean, I know she paid more for her house, but she always paid less taxes than I did. Now I'm paying more than her. That's what I couldn't understand. That's what I was hoping would get straightened out, because when this estimated didn't come in for $800, they told me next time, it was only an estimate, they said next time it would be about 500. So what I got now was $600, almost $700. I just thought it was too high.
Stan, could that be the adjustment on the, no, the adjustment on, going from the estimated to the real?
You know, your old bills were better than these,
Okay.
because your old bills had all the amount of your property
did
were
go up.
paying on $1,000 on your property. These new bills don't have that.
And the ones she listed were right in the same ballpark. If you want to look at it. Okay.
I was just looking to see if there was something on the card that was wrong.
I think that part of it's to do with the fact that you have an estimated bill. And
Yeah, that's what threw me off,
Yeah.
because it was so high. I figured maybe everything was going back to where it was the first time.
Have you reviewed your, what we call a field card? Have you reviewed that?
What do you mean,
All the specs of your house, it talks
Yeah,
about
they
everything
give
you
you-
have in your house. Is there
yeah, the
anything-
girl at the town hall gave me that.
Gave you
It's
that.
got the yellow marks on it.
Is that all correct? Is that complete and accurate?
Yeah, that's
So that is
right.
your
It's just
house.
that I couldn't make out the amount. I said, gee, I'm gonna have a heart attack every time I get a tax bill. Because you know what, in a couple of years, my yearly tax will be more than what I paid for my house when I first bought it. Because that was in 1949, so your houses were not that expensive.
I think that probably it's more to do, it's more of a mathematical thing
Yeah,
than evaluation.
It's the evaluation?
it's not the, what he's saying is the evaluation, your taxes increase, everyone's taxes, whether your value assessment stays the same or not.
Yeah,
The town's budget increases every year 2.5%.
yeah, but
And
that's
it
what
just
2.5%.
keeps, yeah, and you think about it, the multiple of what keeps happening each year. I tell this to a lot of people, I hate to say it in this way, but if you have a tax bill right now of $4,000, pretty much with the 2.5% in the budget that exists, you're gonna be at $10,000 in 10 years. If everything stays the way it is, which is, it was fine with 2.5, yeah.
I'm going to do 10,000.
No, not you. If you were at $4,000, but I'm just saying that as to give you an idea of how the town's budget and so forth keeps growing at 2.5%. And when 2.5% was put in 1981 through 1983, people were getting 13% raises and so forth. And 2.5% did not seem like a big number today, as budgets grow at 2.5%.
Okay, because that
Our
was always-
assessment, see, realistically, our assessment has no bearing on the taxes you're going to pay.
And now,
Because when our assessment goes down, the per thousand rate goes up. When our assessment goes up, your per thousand rate goes down. The thing that's growing every year, unstoppable, are the budgets, is the levy tax.
so your neighbor's property has nothing to do with this?
Well, it does. There's sale values, though. Sale values are what determine the assessment, but we take that sale value and we apply it across the masses. So if like-to-like homes sell for a higher price, everybody's assessment goes up and the tax rate comes down. It's the budget that's growing continuously that's causing everybody.
Oh, yeah, I can understand, so it's everything else.
You know, and any politician that tells you they're gonna lower your taxes, don't believe it.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I was gonna say, what about the bill that said that your property was valued more than your house? What happened there?
Well, but that's, I mean, the thing that Mike asked you about, which is true, if you took a look at your field card, usually one of the things that we look for is errors in the field card, square footage, acreage, and land, and so forth. That there, what you're gonna show me,
You already know.
I've seen tons of them, and it's
I mean,
happening
it's
to,
strange.
yeah,
It's strange,
but
it
it's-
doesn't look right.
but it's
But it's correct, though.
correct.
That's all it is. I just want to know that I'm paying the right amount for it.
Yeah.
I just couldn't understand where my daughter's house, which was my father's house, they paid more, they get more of everything, and they pay less tax. That's the part I couldn't understand.
There's gave me, there's not a big difference in there. I mean, there's some of them that are a little lower than yours, but not by much.
Yeah, no, I know,
No.
I know. Well, that I can understand, because one of them I ended up stays forgotten. She lost him this past year, so she doesn't have the incentive. Okay, so I'm all set and
Yeah, we'll take this under consideration.
okay, thank you, I
Thank you.
appreciate that. Now, can I be excused or do I?
No, you can leave.
I can.
You can leave.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
And let's see. You're next.
Okay.
Okay. Which, no, I'm just going to say it should be named. That was 17. Thank you, Mike. I did a little bit of that. And okay. No, that goes with the woman who's right. And Stanley? Yes, you're.
Go for it.
What's there to go for?
You made a comment here that your class code is wrong.
No, because they changed the property from commercial industrial to rural residential. And you billed me at the commercial rate. So I thought it was a typographical error.
But what is it being used as?
Nothing, empty. It's a bunch of foundations.
When? Oh, yeah, it rezoned on 6/27/2011, right? So you, under grandfather law, you still have the ability to use it as commercial for 3 years.
Well, you can't use for commercial.
Why can't it?
What would you?
I'm asking you these questions so you can build an argument for me. So help me.
Well, there's absolutely no need for any commercial buildings in Swansea or in the area. You can't build a factory,
No, that's industrial.
or you can't, there's no need. The jobs have left. Changing it to rural residential, shouldn't it be?
Did you remove the foundation?
Excuse me?
Are the foundations still there?
The foundation is there, because the conservation department said that if you take the foundations away, you lose the footprint to build it.
That's what I'm telling you.
What do you tell them?
I'm telling you, that's what you're keeping. They basically just told you what I told you. You take the foundations away, we'll change it to residential. You left the foundation.
No, that's not what they said. That didn't say that. They didn't say that. The reason the foundations stay is so that you can utilize the area that the foundations are on.
And the previous use.
No, nothing about the previous use.
Are you gonna build a house on a commercial foundation? What there's,
There's no plans to do-
how close are you to the wetlands? Are there wetlands? How close are you to the wetlands, those foundations to the wetlands?
Well, there's the creek that runs along here, whatever you call this, Rolling Pond.
Yeah.
How far are we from Rolling Pond?
Those foundations, how far are they within? Are they within the buffer? I mean, the front of 25 feet, or within 25 feet?
That's 200.
No, those are the setbacks, but you can't work within a 25-foot no disturb zone. See, all I'm saying to you is that you have the foundations on that. Under the rezoning, you're still grandfathered in for 3 years. You would carry the commercial aspect of it. Now, if those foundations were gone and there was some surety that you would never use this for commercial, we can't make that decision. We foundations were going all together, and it was rezoned.
Yeah, the land would be useless because of the constriction of the River Act. You got 200 feet from here, 300 feet from there. I'd end up with a parcel of postage stamp in the middle of the property. I couldn't even build a house.
Let me see if I can understand something. What you're saying is that conservation, if someone said, as long as you leave the foundation there, you could build residential property on that foundation.
That's right.
Okay. But if you took away that foundation, you would lose the right to build.
You would only end up in the middle of the property with a small postage stamp because of the distance between the river on one side, the pond on one side. On the other side of the property is the other creek from Stevens' property that went down. There'd be no land left to do with it.
Did you bring a site map that you could show
So
us that?
I don't have a site map.
Did you bring with us something from the conservation where they said that in writing?
No, that we found out when we got the demolition permit.
Can you bring something like that to us?
Demolition permit?
No. Something in writing from an environmentalist or something that says that if you do not leave those foundations, you cannot build on that. Yeah, I'm just trying to help you. That what you're telling me is I want to support your argument. So you're saying they said this to you.
That's not what they said. They said that. And that's the reason the building department even said this, that the foundations were staying up for that reason. There was no talk about 3 years. And there's no hope of 10 years or 5 years, 2 years to build anything on this property. And I don't like paying this kind of a rate for the dirt.
But the reason you're keeping the foundations is to give your property more value.
That was a potential, because the town said, if you don't leave the foundation, you're not going to be able to utilize the property.
Right. So the fact that you kept the foundation gives that property more value
More value?
right now, as it stands, over an empty lot without the foundation.
Why would it give you more value?
Because you can do all of it. You can build on that, and you can expand on the foundation. If I'm understanding all this correctly, you can build on those, according to what you're telling us, you can build on that. But if you take those foundations out, you can't build the same type of structures.
The land would be useless.
You wouldn't be able to build
You
on
couldn't
it.
do anything with the land. You might as well, donate it to the town. That's unreasonable.
No. When did they make the change? The zoning change?
It says 6.
So, let me say this to you. It's how the land existed on January 1st, 2011.
How was the land?
What was it zoned on January 1st, 2011? It was zoned commercial.
Yeah.
So that's the assessment purpose that we're going to go by.
That's unreasonable.
That's the law.
I don't think that's the law. I don't know.
That is the law. The zoning change now that property as of January 1st, any zoning change, any lot subdivision, anything that you do, it's as of January 1st of that year. So the assessment year for that was January 1st, 2011. What was there on January 1st and what was the zoning? What I just heard that the zoning changed this fall. The zoning changed this fall, so in January 1st.
Changed in June.
Next year.
No, it will be eligible because it's changed.
It just changed from the end of January.
And was there anyone? Oh yeah, you just had this special conference. So even next year, it's carrying that zoning.
Why do we have something that says June?
This came from them, it said that in a fall meeting. That's what I just looked at. It said June 27th, 2011. The letter says this.
Is that the planning board letter?
Planning board letter. So even that doesn't support, the zoning has changed, doesn't support your argument. So it's commercial land for fiscal year 2012.
That's unreasonable. What other recourse do I have?
But the other recourse you do have is what I told you, being the changing and all that doesn't changes. You gotta do something about the foundations, or get a letter, get something from somebody saying,
You got me in a catch 22. Take the foundations down.
No, I'm trying to help you. I'm
Leave the
saying to
foundations
leave
up
the
and
foundations,
commercial
get
property.
something from the conservation or environmentalist or somebody to say that you can't build on this piece of property except for residential. If I don't leave those foundations, I'm too close. You bring that letter, that'll support your argument. Right now,
But that's known to that property is not.
so you should be able to get us a letter. That's all I'm saying.
What do
You
you
should
know
be
what for? You know what the rules are.
I don't know it.
You know what the rules are.
I don't know, I'm not an environmentalist.
It's got nothing to do with environmentalists. It got to do with 200 feet from the water, from the water.
25 feet in no disturb zone.
Yeah, you can't, so that property is useless.
So you should be able to get it. I'm trying to help you. I don't want to, should be an easy thing to go into your conservation or whoever told you you can't build in there. And you have to keep your foundations for this
There's nothing
area.
going to go on this property at all.
No, we're not texting, we're just texting. Demolition. It is demolition. I hear you.
I don't think it is.
I don't think you hear me either. So where it's an impasse.
You know, you're gonna need double fault for what I'm getting. You say go build something. What are you gonna build? There's nobody in this area.
No, I did not say build anything. I'm saying you preserved your rights by leaving those foundations there. I
And
didn't
I'm
tell
telling
you.
you, I don't want the right, I don't want the taxes reduced, I don't wanna pay this kind of money to dirt.
And I hear you, and then you told me that the conservation or someone told you that you had to keep those foundations so you could build a house or be able to do something on it. You talked about some type of building.
We talked about nothing other than.
Well, you talked about why you left the foundations. Did you not tell me that?
Yeah, because I was instructed that that would be the most useful.
But if you were never gonna build anything, why would you leave? Why would you even listen to them? I would have taken them out.
Because the property then becomes useless.
What, and, but you're not planning to do anything.
It's useless. How much is the taxes if it's useless?
But
But what?
what are you saying? You're not gonna do anything with it anyway.
I'm not gonna do nothing right now, but I don't know what's gonna be tomorrow.
So go to the planner or whoever told you that you gotta leave those foundations and that you can never build anything but a residential house there, and give us a letter and you're good to go. And the only issue that exists now is that I found out that the zoning did not take place until January, so we can't change it to residential. Because it was still commercial.
Then why you put it on the field card, it's rural residential?
We put on the field card that there were rural residential zoning changes. That's what it says on there, zoning change.
Yeah, they changed the zone, so doesn't that change the tax rate?
After January 1st, 2011. It happened after what it was on January 1st, 2011. All right? The proposal from the planning board, the vote was on June 2011. On January 1st, 2011, it was still commercial. The fiscal year for what we're talking about right now is as it was on January 1st, 2011. Now we're going into fiscal year 2013, even though we're in 2012. It's what it was on January 1st, 2012. What they just informed me is that town meeting did not actually change the zoning until a special town meeting in January 2012.
No,
So
the
it's-
town meeting, that wasn't in January, the town meeting. When was the town meeting?
The special town meeting where they changed it.
It was about 2 weeks ago.
Oh, yeah, we still meeting.
You weren't there?
I'm good. When they changed the map, yeah, I was there. I thought it was in December. I'm having so much fun that I just lost track.
I hear you.
So I'm nowhere.
No, you're gonna get that letter for us. And then you'll be changed.
I don't know. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I was just telling them. They've been up to the site for years.
Yeah. And you see any footprints out there.
I can see it from my place of business. I've been to the
Is that
site.
it, gentlemen?
I've been to the site many times, when the building was still there and after it got demolished.
So you want a letter? Is that what you want?
Yeah. It would help a little kiosk. It would help a lot, you know. We're trying to figure the best potential use. We're trying to figure the best potential use for the property, and that's what we value the property on. So if you tell us that you don't have to, you know, the potential use for yours is not there, because you're close forward with wetlands.
As you all know, what you know, in the last 5 years, that property has been vacant. There's been one single inquiry from anyone in any industry to build a house, to build a factory, to build anything on this property. Not one single inquiry.
Do you have it on mark?
No. No. But I talked to enough builders, developers, and they all tell me what a beautiful site I have. That's it. Do that. Okay, that's it.
We're taking it under consideration, you can bring us in a letter. Okay. Thank you, Chair. Mr. Dugan. He is, number 27.
Okay, we've been going through this district for a couple of years. We were supposed to be going to Boston, but I couldn't get a date because you lost your appraisal, head appraisal or something. Mr. So-and-so Shanghai. So therefore, a little conflict came. Mr. Gray was good enough to meet with you at the property and see it, and therefore he could see that he thought at the time it was a little overvalued as well. And he was going to talk to somebody about you tell us to see if you could adjust.
We did adjust, it was adjusted last year. You put in an abatement and it did get adjusted last
Yes, and this time they adjusted it for like 90,000, I think, or something. At this point.
year. I think it's a little higher than that. I think it's like one of those. Yeah, it is. It's residential. What motion goes out?
101.
It's 101 too. Down from 120. It's, there's a burnt out building on it.
Yes.
Yeah.
The thing was in 2010, you had a value for 180,800. I put it in a real estate dealer's hands. They advertised it for 89. I figured, gee, I'll take 70 for it. He got no buyers. Then his time ran out, and I had one person offer me 40,000 for a property. And I said, yeah, I didn't get more than 40. I called another real estate dealer who happened to show up the same day as Mr. Gray came. And he said, I can get you 59,000 for that. I said, I'll take 50. You know?
What did you pay originally for the property?
Pardon?
What did you pay originally?
I had paid 20 in a burned out condition. It cost me 10 to demolish it and get rid of it. And I've been paying taxes on it, like $1,600 or so, sometimes a little less, for 10 years. You know, with all of a sudden I'm kind of in a hole, you know? Now last year you appraised it for $114,000 on the 2011. We advertised it for sale at $59,000. I told him I'd take 50. He said, oh, I'll advertise at 59. Somebody will come across. Well, nobody came across. I couldn't get 50,000 for it. This year I'm going to advertise it at 50,000. Probably like in the next month. You know? So I thought taxes were based on market value. I can't even get 50 and 60,000 for this property, and you're still valuing it at, you say, 101,200. That's not logical to me. That's all. You know, there's not much more to say on this except that it's overvalued. You know, you think it's worth 101? Give me 50 for it. Make yourself a fast $50,000.
Has the building been condemned?
No, no.
It's still livable.
No, it isn't. It had a fire. I'm good.
I know the building.
And at the time, I was trying to sell my house. And I figured if I sold my house, I could go through that in like 60 days and complete it, and I would move there. I didn't sell my house, so it sat there. At this point, my girlfriend's so disgusted, she said, sell, get rid of it. That's all I want to do is get rid of it. You know? So I'm going to advertise at 50, I don't care if I get 45, believe me, I want to get rid of it.
The house can be repaired.
Yes.
There's the value that you're being assessed for the land value.
The land isn't worth it, because I can't get to the land and the house, 50,000. And I paid 50,000 for everything.
What's left there? Well, I mean, there's
A
only,
shell.
there's an $8,000 assessment on the house.
Yes, and it's really worth that. I don't remember who going
What
down.
else you got, a foundation?
Going down? No, it was a young fella from, you know, your little state going down.
I guess that lets me out, right?
No, he was working on the appraisers.
Okay.
I met him there once with an old time inspector that was there.
Okay.
And he's the one he said, what do you think the property, the building is worth? I said, I don't know, 10,000? He says, well, we're gonna tax you, what do you say, 15,000? I says, well, it's higher than what I figured. And even the other fellow said, he said, 2,000 good. He said, we'll charge you 15. He says, and you know, he says, if you don't like that, he said, you know, you can cut us down to 10, but we'll get you later on something else. And he starts laughing, which, you know, it was a little humorous. I don't mind a little humor to it. You know, 10, 15, it doesn't make a difference. Because the land value was high. And then he was saying it was worth like 140 or 160.
It's a pretty good sized lot.
It's a good sized lot.
And it's basically the one house lot there.
Yes, it is. And it doesn't have much of any frontage.
No, it doesn't.
Here's the frontage. And the house is back here.
Now, this is another lot.
Yes, it is. But it's another lot, but it's part of it.
It's part of all combined.
Yeah, I think it's like 20 foot wide, isn't it? You can't see it. 30 foot wide. And this 10 foot over here is the driveway. So the driveway ends up like, you know, 35 feet. It's really together. It's all together.
If I remember correctly, to the back of the lot is wetlands.
Yes. Because the old brook travels underneath
Back
right
there.
here. Yes. You know, so it didn't have that much value, but I didn't mind moving there. I figured, well, if I sell my house, I'm gonna repair it and go through it. And I had good plans. I got the building permit on it, and things fell through. I couldn't sell my house.
Do you know if you would have to follow the same footprint if you rebuilt that house, or if you tore the house down? Could you relocate the
I would
house
say-
in a different part of the property?
You know, the thing is, with this like this, here, I could still use the old sewage system because I was there when the building inspector, who was the past building inspector. He was a younger fellow, good guy.
Oh, yeah.
You know, anyway, he said, well, you can't use the sewage system if the fire trucks have run over it. I said, they didn't. You know, he said, I'm gonna call the fire department. Call the fire department? They said no. He said, well, they said no, so I'll allow it. I'll give you the building permit and you can use the sewage system. So that eliminated costs, so it would be feasible that I could build there. You know? And I didn't sell my house. So after a couple of years of paying the taxes on it, so I go up and said, sell it. The taxes were extremely high, especially after, you know, we were going like 10 years. So, you know, and I can't even get what offer? 40,000.
You have it on the market right now?
I had it on the market prior to this. It will be on again in the next month. Because you can't sell a place in the winter. You know? Through the spring, I figure if I can sell it, gone. The offer came.
Did you have it on the market for before?
59. And I wanted to
How long was that on the market?
about 3 months. He had for like June, July, August. And he couldn't sell it. I told him it was Eric.
That's all right.
On Century 21, I told him, look, anytime you're going to buy a part, bring them down. I'll sign a new thing with you, and you can get your commission. He said, all right. You know, and there's no problem. You guys bring me by, I'll give you 10%.
I'd say,
You know?
Unfortunately, we can't do that.
but we will look to see if there are any sales, because your values are driven based on sales analysis, based on lot size.
We couldn't sell mine for that price. We couldn't. The best offer I got was from the guy Steve next door. I can't remember his last name. McCarthy? He's McCarthy. From Fall River. What is McCarthy? Three brothers. Okay. And that's only because he wanted his daughter to move there.
And he's gonna give you 10.
Pardon?
He'd probably give you 10.
No, you're on the spot. You're on the spot. I sold it for the farm in 2050. You couldn't get it. You know, at 59, I told him take 50. You couldn't get it. I should have sold it. You know, to be rid of it. So, well, that's all I can say is that you know, it's by market value, and I can't sell it on the market for 50. You know?
It may be more valuable, well, like William was saying, if the house isn't there, maybe the people are kind of scared.
Well, they can do anything they want with it. They can have the house, take the house down.
Well, you don't know that. It's an undersized lot.
Because I,
Take it down.
the house lot isn't that small. I don't remember the square footage. The
Well, I guess if my opinion is that what creates that lot is the location of the house. It's situated in a
But
corner.
they're-
You can't, I mean, someone my size can't walk around the side of that building without being up against the fence. I could never,
Yes.
I could never get through there. So that's one of the things I think that, from my point of view, is the,
And it's really easy.
Did
It
you
finds,
bring us any sales or any lots that sold in that neighborhood or anything?
the only thing I had was the one on 10 Veranda Avenue, which advertised for $97,900 and sold for $85,000. There it is in color. That's not far from there. And it's a better lot. It's on the street. I'm not even on the street. I'm behind the house. You know, it's a picture of it. What do you expect for $85,000? My house is more than a picture of it. So that's all I have to say. You guys can hash out between yourselves and hopefully we can come up with something.
okay, thank you. Okay. At this point, we will go into executive session, and it will be only, the others will have to wait in the hallway, and we will call you by the Mr. Almeida, Mr. Santos, Mr. and Mrs. Shannon, and okay. All right, and just anybody that you have with you on that. So at this point, I will call for a motion to go into executive session to discuss abatements. I'm going to motion.
Yeah, but my only concern is that we didn't post, executive session.
We did.
We did.
Yes, we did.
Initially.
Yes, we did. It was posted, it was amended and posted.
All right, well, that's good news. Just the wrong side. Was it?
With that.
I thought we didn't.
No, we did, because I figured that some people would not want to be videotaped.
This was the first whole thing.
No, that's the unamended posting.
And when was this amended?
It was amended